As Kentucky lawmakers return to Frankfort, we take a look at what they say could be some of their biggest issues this session. And a Prestonburg project years in the making is seeing some progress. We'll give you an update on the Mays Branch Drainage Project.
Plus, the forecast turns active by this weekend. Those details on the way as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Kentucky lawmakers are back to work at the state capitol. They'll be working during the next several months to pass a budget and other issues. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more from the state capitol, where the first day arguments were over procedure and process.
The House and Senate both gaveled in at noon today, and in the House, debate quickly turned to over rules as far as the process of bringing bills to votes and how that is done. Basically, the House leadership stated that they were going to adopt the exact same rules as last year, but many in the Democratic caucus do not agree with those. As another session gets underway, there's not a lot of news on exactly what bills will be voted on early on, but on Tuesday, the main focus in the House was on the way that bills are voted on. As far as the rules of procedure, some of the Democratic caucus argue there are questions in transparency.
The ability for fast-track bills keeps increasing, and we keep seeing that. You know, we don't believe that a brand new bill should be introduced in a committee and immediately come to the floor for a vote, immediately go to another chamber for a vote.
Democrats are also pointing to a League of Women Voters study being critical of the rules and say more study needs to be done. But House Speaker David Osborne says he disagrees with a lot of the findings in that report.
Not only is it a distortion, it's intellectually bankrupt, and it is statistically unsound. Now, there are multiple flaws with the study. First of all, in the statistical part, there are multiple flaws with the study. First and foremost, the narrow selection of sessions of the study.
Speaker Osborne says it's really too early to talk about a lot of the priorities for the session, but he did say that among them, the budget will rule a lot of what they discuss and debate and what they will plan for. He says there's also likely going to be some bills dealing with crime, specifically in the Louisville area. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Phil, thank you. Tomorrow night, Governor Beshear will address a joint session of the General Assembly when he delivers his State of the Commonwealth address. The city of Prestonburg is preparing for a public meeting this week to address a hazard mitigation project years in the making. The Mays Branch Drainage Project began in 2016 when FEMA awarded a grant that was later pulled back from the city on 2 separate occasions before COVID-19 hit. Now the funding has been resecured, and the city is planning to address concerns with flooding in the area, but thanks to inflation, the funding will not cover the original project plans.
Let people know what we're going to be able to do, how much we have to work with, and what we're going to try to do as opposed to what we're going to. We won't be able to do the complete project, but we have certain areas that are doing more damage to property, or in some instances may even be life-threatening.
Mayor Stapleton said he still plans to push for as much of the project to be finished as possible, and the meeting is Thursday at 6 p.m. and it will show the community what is on the drawing board. Well, we have an update on a story we told you about Thursday at 6 p.m. A convicted killer in Scott County is staying in prison. Roger McBeath had his parole denied this morning. He said at a parole hearing last week that he deserves to stay in prison. The Kentucky Parole Board says McBeath will have another opportunity for parole in 2034. He pleaded guilty to complicity to murder in the death of Ashley Lyons. He admitted to shooting her.
We are tracking some comfortable weather across the mountains for your Tuesday afternoon. Let's take a live look from the Cumberland Valley. From the London Corbin Airport, you can see plenty of blue sky and sunshine back in the distance. A little bit more mild in the Cumberland Valley, up to 42 over at the airport, up to 44 in Manchester, 43 in Somerset. A little bit cooler as you go further east, down to 36 in Pikeville and 34 over in Grundy at this hour. But again, we are dry, all thanks to high pressure that is parked over the deep south, and that will continue to bring bring some more dry weather as we go into tonight. Also for most of your Wednesday, a small chance of a passing sprinkle or snow flurry by late Wednesday, also on Thursday. But again, most of us are trending drier, all thanks to a cold front. We are cooler on Thursday. Temperatures back in the upper 30s, and a messy forecast is on tap as we go into this weekend. Possibly some wintry mix, maybe some rain showers, some snow showers, as really it's all up in the air right now as models are still pinning down those details. But we'll time out that weekend forecast in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. The Kentucky River Area Development District food truck was serving senior adults warm meals at the Cornetsville Fire Department today. Food truck manager Brianna Howard says the truck is officially serving its senior adult population 60 years and older warm meals each day of the week in the remote areas of the counties they serve. She says so far it's been a success.
It's been nice being able to offer a meal to people who may not have a warm meal. So far, everybody likes the food, and that's a plus. And it's every day it grows a little more, so it's been nice.
The food truck makes stops in Breathitt, Knott, Lee, Leslie, Letcher, Owsley, Perry, and Wolfe counties each month. The schedule for January is posted on this story at WYMT.com. A Madison County family is heartbroken after a fire destroyed their home just days after Christmas. Kelsey Soto is talking with loved ones about where they go from here.
Last week was the final Christmas the Rectors would ever spend in their family home.
A lot of people's trying to help.
Jack and Patricia have lived here for about 35 years. It's where they brought baby Frida home from the hospital.
You know, you just got to be there for people. I mean, I've been really upset all year with my mom's health, and I've been real angry with that, but people's really stepped up and been here for us this time for my mom.
Last Thursday morning, Patricia, a recent amputee, heard a sound above her head that woke her up.
It's luckily she heard it because she can't hear well, so she screamed for my dad in that room right there, and he got up and he started dragging her out the front door, and two men stopped and dragged my mom across the road, and he tried to go in to save the animals, and he couldn't do it.
Several of the family's pets didn't survive.
It was my mom's recliner. I mean, it's been moved out a little bit, but I mean, that's how far my mom was to it.
A few more minutes, it would have been a different story. Frida is back now, sifting through what's left, trying to find any trace of a lifetime of memories.
I'm slowly saving things that's important to us. I mean, it could be worse. Some people don't have nothing to pick through.
Gratitude. It can turn the last Christmas meal into a feast, another house into a home, and neighbors who were once strangers now are friends. In Berea, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
Coming up on First at 4, officials say at least 48 people are dead after an earthquake shook Japan yesterday. And today, aid intended to help those impacted went up in flames when two planes collided.
Plus, the first weekend of 2024 is looking active. Timing out those details in just a few minutes.